Alright, let's boot this shit up. I've done streams of the other two. Notwithstanding the fact that there's actually 4 games in this series. It's kinda loud. I gotta hear how loud that is on my stream. That symbol is a throwback to the Prince of Persia 2 guidebook, which had a bunch of art like that. It is kinda loud. See if I can turn it down a smidge. Alright, hold on. Turning it down. That's probably better. Start button to begin. This game, in a lot of ways, is the best Prince of Persia game, and in a lot of ways the worst. I don't remember what hard does. I think it's shitty. I think it just makes every enemy into a health sponge without making them actually harder. Just makes the game take longer. It sort of doesn't affect that much because there's instant kills you can use on most enemies. I'm gonna tentatively pick normal. I've beaten the game on hard before because it's one of the Chivos, but I think it was awful. This game picks up where Good End left off in Prince of Persia Warrior Within.
Some are large.
You have, what's her face?
But his mistake, born of innocence, fueled by pride, was the greatest and most terrible of them all.
Prince looks good.
Some believed when the prince journeyed to the island of time to escape death that he returned alone.
Some believe because that's the normal ending.
The Dahaka appeased. The empress dead. The prince was free at last.
Hey DK.
But this is not
Kendry.
how it happened. The truth is that he chose to save me from my destiny. In doing so, he set me free.
There are probably people who didn't know there was a second ending who were so confused by that. That medallion, that's useful.
Prince, of all the possible futures, this one held the most promise that something has changed.
Do not worry, Kailina. No harm will come to you in Babylon. I promise. Look, we are nearly home.
This game is kind of based. Kendry, what do you think of the volume? Game volume versus my voice, is it good? Those guys are also a throwback to Prince of Persia 2. This game in general has a lot of love notes to the other games in the series. This game in general tried really, really hard, and on a lot of fronts it succeeded. I love the Prince of Persia series so much. Oh no, my sand bitch can't swim. I don't understand why she's unconscious. What happened? She didn't get hit by an arrow. Game volume is a little low. Okay. Maybe I had it right the first time. How's that? Ah, the in-game graphics are not quite so pretty.
As our ship lay sinking in the harbor, the prince found himself in a city quite different from the one he left behind. The normally busy wharves were now decimated. Blood-spattered awnings and splintered door frames were all that waited to greet him. And the people, merchants, beggars, fishermen, were nowhere to be found.
Kailina narrates this game. From that alone, I could already tell that she probably won't die. My first play. The prince is just such a lovable character. He's like a Greek hero. Kailina.
Let her go!
Tumble.
The prince made his way along the torn and blasted district, haunted by visions from his past. The dockside
I don't even know where I'm
tavern where he'd
going.
spent many late nights was now reduced to cinders. Babylon's proud armada,
I'm probably
which he would
supposed to
often
come up
to
from this
greet,
side.
lay cracked and broken, cast to the bottom of the Euphrates.
Okay. There we go. Oh, fight. Let's look at it. That's a very short infinite loop. Whatever. I got this inverted control stuff right up and down. I can live with that. Whatever it is, I usually get used to it pretty quick.
Everywhere there are signs of battle. But what of Babylon's guard? Where have they all gone?
She probably was knocked during the explosion. That would make sense. I wish I could have like stream chat on screen when I'm playing games on my PS3. Oh, I guess I go over here. He kind of auto shoots toward the column, so it's pretty forgiving. This is the... Whoa, I should not have done that. This is the HD collection, so it might be really buggy here and there. Fuck. The HD collection is kind of hilariously bad sometimes. Usually it's the same as the... But every now and then it's just fuck. The original games were on Xbox and PS2, and then I think they got, a little later, they got ports to GameCube. But I think the GameCube ones were edited a little bit. Hang that lampshade.
Why is it that every time disaster strikes, I find myself without a proper blade?
Fruit knife time!
It's better than nothing.
Here's the new mechanic of the game. Speed kill. If you take an enemy by surprise, you can get quick kills on them. It's really useful actually. And it's kind of fun too because the maps are designed with the idea of speed kills in mind. That's not on a ledge, I don't think. There's gonna be something out here. That column maybe? Timing is vaguely precise. It gets harder and harder the higher difficulty you're on. But even if you mess it up, you can just rewind and try again. So it's kind of like they allow it to get pretty difficult. Because they think that you're going to be using rewind to make it easier. Which most people probably are. Prince. So you want to like... With every single enemy encounter, you want to try and get the speed kill if you can help it. That usually involves a little bit of sneaking. So it was already like a good parkour game and kind of a bad combat game, and this game lets you use good parkour to like avoid combat, which is a pretty good idea, I think. And there's a lot of different sneak kills. I'm getting the same one over and over because all of these are the same kind of enemy and I'm getting the sneak kills on all of them. But certain enemies will have unique ones based on them. Like different enemy types have different sneak kills. Am I supposed to go over this guy? Some enemies never actually turn around and you're supposed to like find another way. Pretty much everyone you can sneak kill though. I don't see a way I can go in there from the top. I'm just gonna fight him. Hey, motherfucker. I don't think you can avoid every single encounter. That combo's bad. Where are my parries? Kind of awful that doesn't fully hit. Alright, I can't parry that kick anyway. I'm gonna try and parry. Okay, he's dead. These are just human enemies, so there's no special like trick to killing them. Also, the 2-weapon combat is back from Prince of Persia Warrior Within, which was good, so whatever. This game tends to combine the best elements of Warrior Within and Sands of Time. And it's pretty good on that front. Quite effective on that front. Your sidearm breaks. You think I would just take, like, that as my new main weapon. But also it makes sense that I don't because it breaks immediately. But then I have to start wondering about why I picked up the world's most, like, invincible fruit knife.
Kylina!
This game was pretty experimental too, in
No way
addition to
into
being
the
a
city
leveler.
now. I will have to climb this siege tower and enter from above.
It has lots of good ideas. And it's like that's a point. Combos with weapons are not as broken as they were, but they're still really good. Enemies still have different weapons depending on where you are in the game, and some are still dramatically better than others. And in fact, I think there's a bunch of secret ones still, but I don't remember what they are in this game.
I can sense the others who have passed through this place, intent on bringing harm to my family.
I don't have sand yet, so I've got to be somewhat careful. There's a lot of secrets in this game too, which I enjoy.
4 weeks I've been at sea, and every day spent dreaming of my return to Babylon. But never, in all my visions of the future, did I suspect a homecoming such as this. War. It is the only answer. But war with who?
You didn't see me. That's a bow enemy. There was no enemies like that in the last Prince of Persia. Can I make it? The prince automatically runs silently, you don't need to worry about running quietly. There's no sound element to sneaking. Enemy spit dim. The addition of QuickTime events, I think, had a pretty mixed reception at the time. I've come around to it though. I think what fountains are back to being save points. No, fountains were always save points, weren't they? Hiki Harkun.
Shall I continue my... Good. This is a fine You should know that it was not love that drove him, but duty. I was his responsibility. He had made a promise that was now broken and undone. As with all mistakes he had made, the prince meant to fix this. A noble goal, to be certain, but a selfish one as well. For he was motivated to ease his own pain.
Getting to see Kylina being dragged away through that door, but without having the opportunity to climb down there. I like shit like that. I feel like I'm actually chasing her.
I know these streets.
Weapon rack. Usually have pretty good weapons in these
I
things.
must keep pace with Kylina if I'm to find the one responsible for this.
It's a cool sword. You can do stealth kills from places like this. Check this out. This one's pretty cool, I think. That was actually the completely normal one. The other one somehow didn't notice me. That just one-shotted that guy. You cannot loot bows, unfortunately. I should have kept that weapon, it was probably pretty good, and it was not even beginning to break. Right stick to look above. Aha. Yeah, Kihara, I have the same sentiment. I like this game, but I can understand why people would dislike it. So far, it hasn't committed any atrocities yet. Here's a new mechanic. These things are cool. You can spin on them too. And I'm under attack. Combos are so powerful. They hit everyone around you too. That's the thing that really makes it broken. Oh yeah, getting combos restores your health. It's like a little secret effect. It only does it if your health is kind of low. But that way, it's basically impossible to game over if you're playing well. Which is the idea behind if the game checkpoints when you have like no sand and low health. You can just combo. Prince of Persia feels more like an acrobat every game. Is that that's not a straight wall. Am I supposed to just jump there? Okay. Ah. If you miss a stealth kill, they'll throw you off them in like a judo throw. Left stick, left button. Oftentimes with these maps, like, there's going to be an efficient way of just going through this really quickly. Is that something I can grab onto? I did it. I was bad. I had the button to it. The bow guys are annoying. Dying. I'll try and get everything in this playthrough, but I might not succeed. We all look. Whoa, I can't read that comment yet. Although I did like him, yes. I gotta wait a little bit before I can read that comment aloud. A lot of people didn't like him. He's probably the main reason people didn't like him. Red-headed guards. I still have no rewinding, so it's kind of stressful. Guards are a bit dumb in this game. This might be a dual stealth kill. Wow. Oh, they didn't see that. World's most potent fruit knife. Oh. Guard repeatedly kicking a guy against the wall. I find this game a little less memorable than the other two. I don't know why. I tend to blur it together in my mind with a lot of stuff in Warrior Within, because it's really similar to Warrior Within, and not so similar to...
Where is kind Asha, who would stand before her stall selling fruits and flowers? Or the errant children, making trouble as all young ones do? Gone. All gone.
I think I can jump to that thing. It looks like I should jump to it from higher up, but because the camera's leading me here, I'm just gonna try and jump to it from here. That works. Okay, this is stealth kill. Trying to find them is sometimes pain. It's labor of love. I like my stealth kills. This is Two Thrones. Warrior Within is the 5th game, this is the 6th. Warrior Within is the game that I liked the least in my first playthrough of all of them, although I still liked it. But now I think it's the one I like going back and playing the most. But this one's still good. Still a good game. Pretty funny too. They all have their moments. Nope. The wall is clearly worn away from the number of times Prince has jumped towards it. A fountain. It's been kind of a while since I've seen one. They expect you to go kind of far. They brought back the storytelling mechanic from the first game. Like the story is being told to the player. Like a narrator. Narrating in post.
Home. And yet nothing is as I remember. Objects once familiar and comforting now fill me with uncertainty and dread. What has happened here?
These guys are kind of they're only annoying when other enemies are around. Whoa, a million messages at once. Birthday, Beth. Yeah, that mechanic. I'll mention it when it starts being relevant. That's a thing that a lot of people disliked. Oh yeah, these things. These things are a nice new mechanic. Relatively inoffensive. Sometimes the camera is kind of a problem though. I forgot about that. That was a component of this that I forgot. These things are pretty cool in general. Prince. So you have to point the stick away from the wall in order to jump off. Oops. And you can't just hit the button. And I was holding straight left here. Unfortunately, pointing the stick straight away from the wall is kind of difficult. Damn it, I'm retarded. Forgotten some of my button presses. There we go. That's because I was holding the shoulder button as well, but you don't need to hold it. These things are a mechanic and they're kind of cool. They remind me of Sonic Adventure. Yeah. Whoop. They add some momentum to your jump. Pressure plate. Haven't seen one of these things in a little while. They got a new design. Pressure plates, I think, are the one constant of the series. They're in every single Persia game. See, I like these things. That led to absolutely nowhere. Wait, no, I could probably jump to that thing. Here goes. Actually worked. You can see the enemy through that little wall thing. This is all very deliberately designed. I appreciate it a lot. Fortunately, this is one of those games where enemies never look up. See, stuff like that. Like, a large portion of that room was designed so that you could get... Like, it was completely optional, but you could get a stealth kill if you, like, looked through it far enough in advance. They did, like, I think that adds a big fun component to the game. And also, it turns down the number of encounters. And the combat's never been that good. So in general, I feel like it adds to the game a lot. That's probably my favorite new mechanic from this game. Quick time events in the place of combat. Also, the prince has this really cool stance he gets into when there are enemies around. Real talk, Warrior Within, though edgy as fuck, was mechanically the best. I might agree with that. The wall runs you get from these things are really small. Whoop. Oh, I missed it. You had to, instead of jumping off that, you had to stealth kill off of that. There's probably a really cool animation associated with that, and I'm sad I missed it. I'll probably get another chance though. I doubt it's the only one in the game.
I should be resting now, recovering from my time away, or sitting with Fawn. Instead, I'm forced to run and hide, sneaking about like a common thief, hunted in my own city.
Okay, clearly I wasn't supposed to go to this side. There's an enemy. Can I climb higher? Yes. Yeah, I like this. I understand everything. Sometimes you need to wait for an enemy to move, and you need to go the secret in order to get an efficient stealth kill. See, I'm just gonna get this guy. I think the other guy's gonna see me. I mean, I could wait for him, or I could sneak after him. He turned. Let's just wait. Good thing noise isn't a component in this game, or else I'd be making a hell of a lot. Or maybe he just stays there. Maybe I can do all of the stuff in this room while he's there. I mean, worst case scenario is I fight him. Bit dumb, that guy. Sometimes the guards aren't programmed to really start moving until you get near them. Alright, I pretty much got that mechanic down. Yeah, see, that guy is programmed to be one spot and then just walk to a new spot once you get close enough. And then he just stays at the new spot. So if I took away for him, nothing would happen. What's over here? Nothing? Oh, this is just, you know, I was climbing on top of this thing, so it needed to be divided. That makes sense, I guess. This game is respectably long, too. Yeah, Prince of Persia. Always been one of my favorite series. Oh look, it's Kylina. Maybe I can get there in time. No. Almost feels like Half-Life. Shit like that. Why on earth was there a pressure plate up there that opened this thing? Again though, the directions I'm taking do seem to be the same directions that she's being led.
Should I continue?
Yeah, the Dahaka was by far the best part of Warrior Within. And Warrior Within wasn't a bad game. But the Dahaka was fantastic. I love segments like that. It's like fucking Resident Evil Nemesis, but in a platformer.
Good. This is a fine place to start the tale next time.
Spikes in this game are like spikes. Of time didn't. No. It's Warrior Within spikes. Sands of Time spikes if you're going fast, spikes kill you. In Warrior Within and Two Thrones, if you're going slow, spikes kill you. You gotta move quickly. The traps in this game are pretty godlike in general. They're improved. A lot of the traps are a lot easier if you slow down time, but still manageable if you don't. Which is nice. That did not kill me, thankfully. Oh yeah, the music's good. Forgot about that. Very atmospheric. Yeah, it wouldn't really be fair if traps were killing me when I don't even have, like, sand. These are a new thing. I like them. This wall cling mechanic was added to this game, and they did a lot of stuff with it. Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
pay attention to what the prince overheard as he drew close to where I was being kept.
I seem to recall that it's actually pretty easy to die in this room. And there's no sand, and there's a lot of climbing.
Shall I continue my story from...
I'm saving my game kind of a lot, aren't I? We'll turn it down a bit. The game checkpoints even if you don't save, so it's not a huge issue. I don't really need to save.
I will continue my story from...
Forgotten Saints is actually quite good. I've actually got a lot to say about that game, but I'll probably just say it all when I eventually stream it. But it's actually like a very worthy Prince of Persia game, which most people think it isn't. It's not, like, it's different from the others, but it's not really worse. Alright, now I think I wait for him to walk to the end, and then I get a jump off a stealth kill. That wasn't that unique of an animation, but it was pretty cool, and I do feel like a badass, so kind of willing to have it. Alright.
A dagger, an empty hourglass covered in jewels, and books. Such secrets they contained. For even then I was an older man, and knew that my time would soon be at an end. The books showed me that life eternal was not beyond my reach, but it required the essence of the Empress herself, the power of the sand. You were gone. I turned my attention towards other pursuits and left that dream.
Alright, how do I go from here to there, though?
4 weeks ago, the dagger stirred.
I don't like that. Doesn't feel like the solution.
Whispered to me in my sleep.
Huh.
It drew me here, towards Babylon. Alas, the Maharaja did not share my vision, would not grant me leave. So I slew him and claimed his kingdom, his army for my own.
Ouch. I guess I was in the corner when I was jumping off that thing. This will not be the first or even the 10th time we see that game over screen. Okay, it probably will be. Because, reloading. Damn it, all I had to do was grab that pillar. I promise the prince just jumped the wrong way, it wasn't my fault.
Intending to claim its secrets, what we discovered was a battle.
I mean, I guess in the grand scheme of things, it didn't take me that far back. Kind of a pain, though. So basically, the vizier of the first game, the evil guy,
An empty hourglass covered in jewels and books. Such secrets they contained. For even then,
he was killed at the end of Prince of Persia 4, Sands of Time. And then I reversed all time, so he was alive again. And then I ran to Farah's room, and then I killed him again. So he died in 2 timelines in the first game. And then in Prince of Persia 5, I do like a really big time wind. Prince, please. Thank you. And that brought him back to life. So he's on like fucking... He's on his 3rd life right now. But the point is he's alive again.
alas, the Maharaja did not share my vision, would not grant me leave. So I slew him and claimed his kingdom, his army for my own. Nothing would stand between me and my
Warrior Within had probably the hardest bosses in the series. I would agree with that. It was probably the hardest game. The Dahaka on hard mode is pretty tough. The Griffin on hard mode is pretty tough. None of the games are that hard though. Doesn't appear to be anything up here. I know there's some way to stealth kill these 2 assholes. Probably jumping onto that pole. Glad that didn't kill me somehow. And jumping in there maybe? That actually worked. Whoa, there's a new one. Yes! When there are groups of enemies, sometimes you have group stealth.
Recklessly, the prince drew his weapon and charged forward until intending to rescue me. It was as if he had learned nothing from his past adventures. Or perhaps he'd simply forgotten, made blind and deaf by fear and rage.
The Dahaka is more of a puzzle boss than anything else.
This is how it happened.
Once you know how to fight it, it's not that bad, even on the hardest difficulty.
This is how I died.
This is how I died. Chain.
What have we here?
It's like Ivy Sword. It's a vizier.
The Vizier!
Ah, you must be the Prince of Persia.
He's never met me, but I killed him
Come
twice.
home at last. Too late, I'm afraid. I believe
Like tore into his
I
arm.
have something of yours.
The Dagger of Time.
No! Kylena!
She's the Empress of Time. Stabbing with the Dagger of Time is pretty rad. Probably does some rad things.
A promise of power fulfilled! I will be immortal!
Something out of Silent Hill almost. The dagger. Need that thing. Dagger's my new primary weapon.
Father, forgive what I have done, wherever you are.
In fact, the dagger will become my primary weapon for the rest of the game. So, once again, the method of recalling time is the same as Prince of Persia Sands of Time. It's the magic dagger. The dagger, again, never ever breaks. And it's a pretty strong weapon. I'm glad to have it. You could do worse for a main weapon in this game. And I can once again rewind time. Huh, that poor bastard. Glad to be rid of the fruit knife anyway. That didn't feel right, did it? Let's try that again. Aha. No? Oh. Let's see what we got here. Turn. What Oh, I didn't even point out Prince's arm. It's all fucked up. It got stabbed with that whip thing, knife whip, and then ice, and then that thing like resonated with sand.
Should I continue from here?
To save my game. So right now it's a pretty fucked up arm. I don't have any changes to my game function though. I could have just ran straight along that. I love these traps. They're a classic. I love this. It's like the whole place is fucking collapsing. It's exciting. I feel like shit has actually gone down. I feel like the whole world's fucking up. R.I.P. Kylina. Gotta go fast. Timed platforming is such an amazing element, and like the recall system is the perfect way to make it into a gameplay element. I cannot stress enough how good of an idea Prince of Persia is. I'm down for like a new Prince of Persia game. I guess I just fall. So there are a bunch of new mechanics now that I've gotten recall, but we'll run into them once we actually. If there's one around. I'm probably gonna miss at least one health upgrade. They're pretty easy to miss. Technically the game that are the hardest to find is the second one, but they're the most important in the second one because secret ending. So I know where all the ones in the second game are. I mean, that guy sees me. I don't think I really see a way of not fighting him. Maybe I have to wait for him to turn around. That was pretty simple. Dagger's pretty strong. What is this curious device? It's not really that the dagger's strong, it's that the, oh, he's dragged. Never mind, it's just sand. Oh, there we go. 10 sand credits. So sand credits unlock like concept art. They don't do anything in particular, but they're kind of cool. Does he know I'm here? Can I go around anyway? He seems to be kind of rotating with me. These combats are so fast, I'm probably faster just killing them like this. Honestly, these guys are pushovers now.
Once more the wheels of suffering are set in motion by my hand. In taking Kylina from the island of time, I have changed the course of history. Without the sands of time, I never journeyed to Azad, never killed the Vizier. Now he lives again, driven by the same mad desire. I promised no harm would come to her.
Pretty shitty promise.
I am being pushed deeper into the palace, and further from my enemy. My arm! What's happening? What has the Vizier done to me? I don't...
Everything had come full circle. The prince had resurrected his greatest enemy. Worse, he had accidentally delivered me into the man's hands, unleashing a nightmare plague across Babylon. As if this was not enough, the prince had nearly been transformed by the sands himself. Though he had avoided death, he had not escaped entirely untouched.
Wake up, Prince. Wake up. Wake up!
This is a throwback to so many goddamn things. It's a fantastic decision, like stylistically. That sand wound is so badass too.
The way behind you is gone, so you will have to find another exit from this sewers. Be quick about it. Start moving.
What? Who's there?
Be careful. The planks are slick. Mind your balance.
Yes, we can now talk about how Dark Prince is the best part of the series. I think he appears for the first time in just a second. That's explained in the ramblings, but I wasn't really listening.
Good, good.
But
Head
apparently
down.
he could like. Sand creatures. I don't have a sidearm.
To like the light.
I would like a sidearm. These things are tough-ish.
Lead them into the light. Strike when they are blind.
Oh, they. See, I didn't even know that was a mechanic. Yeah, they take constant damage when they're in the sunlight, and also I think they can't block. Sure have a lot of health though. Always better to have 2 weapons.
Splendid.
See the gear turning. This area is fantastic. Oh yeah, you can now stand on top of poles. That's a new mechanic. You can only swing from these things, but now the prince can actually like be just like on top of them. Can I make that drop? Wasn't that far. Okay, that seems like a good start. When did God of War come out in relation to this series? I think they were both coming out at around the same time. I wouldn't be surprised if there were some elements copied from one to the other and from the other to the one. If you know what I mean. Oh. Well, that was kind of cool. One wonders why I couldn't have just climbed up that thing though. Yeah. A lot of water here. Whenever you have that little icon on the bottom, you can use the landscape view. And whenever you use the landscape view, there's usually some, gives you a good idea of where you're supposed to go. For which I am always grateful. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter how I run over here. Only that I run off when it's out. Another landscape view. Ooh, the scratches along the wall. There are a lot of little hints that kind of make sure that you always know where you're going. Can I go up? Sometimes you can go up. There's no like major Easter egg in this game. There's no secret ending. There's no oh, here we go. Here we are. This is a throwback to Prince of Persia 1 and 2's Shadow. So, oh fuck. Your health constantly drains while you're the Shadow Prince. Your sidearm is gone and it's replaced with a chain. And the chain is fantastic, it's cheap as hell, it's like the best weapon in the game by far. It's really strong and it has combos with like, it hits all enemies around you and it has combos with the dagger. But your health constantly drains, and the only way to restore health is to kill enemies and absorb their sand. And that's kind of a clever mechanic too, because that's a mechanic taken from the Mask of the Wraith. So they like made the Mask of the Wraith into like a gameplay mechanic for the entire game. Oh yeah, you have armor on a lot of the chain attacks. I forgot about that. Just to make it that much better. You usually have to do a lot of fighting as the Dark Prince, though. These segments are really combat heavy, and the combat's kind of difficult. Alright, clearly I shouldn't be doing that. Oh yeah, and he recovers sand tanks constantly. Did I mention that? So basically he's literally the Mask of the Wraith, but better. Fully integrated into a gameplay design. Maybe infinite. I don't think they are, but... Alright, there we go.
I knew you had it in you.
I assume this is not permanent?
It is. If you want it to be.
I do not.
But you will.
See, that enemy died and I just restored a shit ton of health. I might be able to use that filler way of fighting. There's some really cool attacks too. You can look them all up. You've got like a combo list. Yeah, see, I can grab enemies and pull them close. You got quite a lot of like attacking options. God of War came out the same year as Two Thrones. Warrior Within's on my YouTube if you want to watch it. You can't pick up sidearms when you're Dark Prince. So the platforming segments are kind of a pain with Dark Prince because he will get reduced to very low health. Yes, Samus, grapple beam. And you're constantly looking for sand to try and restore that health. The platforming segments are really awful playing as a Dark Prince. Because your health gets so low. I'm going to try doing a grab and pull. I'm not really sure. It's good to be far away. Doing baby combos. The strong combo is like, not that one anyway. That still seems pretty good. I've got an attack called like grab and pull and
Is
slash.
this happening to me?
You have been infected by the sands of time, as I am sure you have noticed. Maybe it's the dagger. Maybe it's all the time you spent amongst the sands. Or amongst the Empress. Either way, you are resisting it. Mostly.
Mostly?
You did just transform into something unique, so I think the word is quite appropriate. Think of it this way. You have been given a gift. You're stronger, faster.
Uglier.
Now.
That explains the transformation. But who are you?
Have you not realized? I am your untapped potential, your unrealized dreams. I am part of you.
You inside me?
Yeah. That was good enough. And please. I'm getting a call. Who is it? It's my mom. Hold on. Be right back. Okay, I'm back.
Now,
Where were
where did
we?
I leave off?
Now, where did I leave off? Water. Dark Prince has a cool design. I would dip that arm underwater for like an hour.
It's gone now. Water seems to corruption. Why did you hide this from me?
What? And ruin all the fun?
Wow. Didn't see that coming. No sidearm equals bad times. As long as I stay in the center of the light, I'm alright. These things are tough. Or rather, combos are strong. Kind of a combination of the two. And my basic combo is not very strong. I feel like I have other attacks to do more damage. Let's try the off-the-wall jump thing. Okay, never mind. I don't even know how that works in this game. There it is. Well, that killed him anyway, but he was probably already dead. Give me the axe. There we go. Now we play him with power. Yeah, that's what I like. I mean, that's a door. Ah. So now I have like time slowing, which probably means the game is expecting me to slow down time a little bit to solve these platforming segments. But you know me. Sometimes I play Word, but then I'm like, when does this part happen? And I beat the entire game without happening. And I'm like, oh yeah. Wrong game. That's a cool new trap. I don't think it appears that much. Do not like this. Sneaky sneak. Let me sneak up in front of him.
When the prince was struck by the sands of time, something was woken within. Something strange and cunning. Something dark. The 7 years spent on the run had embittered the prince and made him hard.
7 years spent on the run, huh?
Sustained his other half, gave it strength. The prince was tempted to do as it said, for it was a light in the darkness, offering comfort and guidance to the man, which is everything. But what will it take? Only time will tell.
Whoa. Made it. I remember this room.
Babylon. It's so far away. As a child, Father would tell me stories
Pay
about...
attention. Something's happening down there.
He interrupted the prince's monologuing. I find that hilarious for some reason. Hello.
Is that... It's the Vizier! He has been completely transformed.
Interesting. He has used the power of the sands to transform his army. And these artifacts will allow him to transport them across the city with ease. He appears to be in complete control. Things do not look too good for you at the moment.
I will not let the Vizier have Babylon. My city. My throne! He has used that beam as a gate.
Shall I continue?
The prince just loves to monologue, and for the first time the game like completely subverts it. Vizier does kind of look like Quan Chi.
My story from here.
Quan Chi's probably my favorite villain in like any video game. So these things have an interesting mechanic that's unique to them. I'll wait for this guy to get closer and turn around. There we go. These guys have a complex one, I think. No, that's the same one. Never mind. These guys are fucking strong. There we go. Absorbed. You don't have to absorb those. They give you nice things. I think I missed one my first playthrough.
What's happening?
Well, that certainly went according to plan, did it not? You really should know.
Oh yeah, these things have infinite sand once you finish them. Anytime you get near one, a new sand tank will spawn.
Simply have to resort to a more traditional form of transport.
Hopefully with greater success.
World's dumbest guard? Damn it, I didn't have the stealth kill option. It's okay, I made 2 of them. A chain! That's a new mechanic. Hata. I'm already at the top. Another one saw me. Oh, my weapon broke. I really need that other weapon. But I threw it on accident. It was like there. Damn, this guy knows how to block. Is that just my way down, or is that where I'm actually going? Oh yeah, enemies constantly restore health while near the sand generator thing, which is obnoxious. Why did I come here? There's a lot of ways around big rooms like this where the sand generators are. And oftentimes those many ways will show off, I think there's nothing down here. Oftentimes those many ways will give you a lot of stealth kills, opportunities. Where the fuck am I going? The question I need to immediately ask myself. I could jump over there, but I will probably die. Need a better way over there. There's a chain. Alright, I need to run along that thing. Now that's where I came from. Is there any way I can make it from like here to... Oh man, why is this so difficult? You can't even jump off the chain. That means this is almost certainly where I need to go. Also, the way he descends from the chain is incredibly badass. Let's try this again, but better. That's kind of buggy. Aha! See, I wish I'd looked up. That was too early. Fuck. Let's rewind that. I want to try again. I get sand from killing him anyway. It pays for itself. Go. More of this. Dark Prince. You could argue it sure is convenient that I turn into Dark Prince whenever I need him, but you could also argue that the Dark Prince comes out when he feels he's needed. the Dark Prince's unique kill. Yes! Yes, that was badass. Alright. There's an Easter egg in this room. It was removed for this version of the game. Oh, shit. Well, let me try that again. You have to mash triangle. It doesn't tell you to mash triangle, but you have to. Triangle is the rope button. It's the button that activates that arm. That guy's slowly making his way over. I can just fight him. Rather get some stealth kills. Oh, come on. Doesn't even matter, I'd kill him so fast. Anyway, if you climb like this pole, no, it's one of those 3 poles, and like touch the top, it starts playing a list of the people who worked on the sound direction for the game. I shit you not. But it was removed for this part. But it's like the most hilarious and amazing Easter egg. Oh, this segment is fun. It's also really difficult. Water. Shadow Prince looks pretty cool. It's a really nice throwback to Prince of Persia 2, Shadow and Flame.
Are you sure you can control this thing?
These segments are pretty hard, but you've got rewind.
Let us hope. If I crash, it is the end for both of us.
The prince!
Hey! Hey! We won't see her again for a minute, but that was kind of cool.
And so once more the prince began the journey home, his mind afire with visions of the justice.
That was interesting, wasn't it? These segments test you to react very quickly to a lot of different stuff. Also kill them. They basically automatically push you a direction that you have to resist against. There's a lot to worry about in these segments. There's one particular long segment where you have to do a really huge one of these, and it's immediately followed by a very difficult boss fight. I forgot about that boss fight. A lot of people consider that to be one of the hardest points in the series. It's basically Ornstein and Smog.
That was close. Behind that column.
Those poor horses. Fucking Prince.